Greetings, this is Reverend Yue McCormick of True Vow Temple. In this presentation, the 9th of 10 parts, I will be talking about the Hoben Pon, or Skillful Means chapter, whose initial prose passage is recited in the morning and evening devotional practice and other services of Nichiren Buddhism. In this video, we will cover the following portion of the Hoben Pon. Shou-yi shou-ho nyoze so nyoze shou nyoze tai nyoze riki nyoze sa nyoze yin nyoze en nyoze ka nyoze ho nyoze han matsu kukyo to. Which means, that is to say, of all dharmas, suchness is this appearance, suchness is this nature, suchness is this entity, suchness is this power, suchness is this activity, suchness is this cause, suchness is this condition, suchness is this effect, suchness is this recompense, and suchness is this ultimate equality of beginning and end. This is the portion of the Hoben Pon, the Skillful Means chapter, that gets repeated 3 times. The reason for this will be explained in the next video, which will be the 10th video in this series on the Hoben Pon. Just about every Chinese character in this portion is a technical term, so I will go over each one, explaining the meaning of this passage. First, I want to remind the listener about the meaning of Dharma in this context. The Chinese character for Dharma is pronounced Ho in Japanese. Dharma can mean many things. It can refer to the law, as in the natural law that governs our physical and even mental lives. It can also mean reality, or the teachings that point to it. In Chinese, the character does not indicate whether it is referring to dharma in the singular or dharmas in the plural. Now in Sanskrit, dharma cannot be capitalized, and obviously the Chinese character cannot be capitalized either. But in English, we can capitalize dharma or leave it uncapitalized. Often, in English, it is left uncapitalized when dharma is referring to phenomena. In the Abhidharma, which is the technical systematization of Buddhist teachings, life is analyzed into a set number of physical, mental, and abstract phenomena that compose life as we experience it. Usually, only 75 to 100 dharmas are enumerated as the indivisible building blocks of everything that can be experienced. The Mahayana teachings, however, point out that even these supposedly indivisible dharmas are caused and conditioned, and therefore are empty of any self-nature. This means they only have a provisional existence, as they are empty of a substantial, independent existence. And since their provisional existence implies being empty of substance, and for there to be any emptiness to speak of, there must be a provisional existence that is empty, each dharma exemplifies the middle way that is not just existent or just empty, but is both. This means that every sight, sound, scent, touch, taste, thought, feeling, or event is the middle way. Every dharma is such, or suchness. What does that mean? The Chinese characters pronounced nyoze in Japanese are a translation of the Sanskrit word bhuta tatata, or just tatata. In English, this is often translated as suchness. It is a word used to indicate the true reality of all things, without slipping into the mistake of proposing some metaphysical substance or essence behind appearances. So one can ask, what are things really? To which the response can be given, they are such. Basically, suchness indicates the selflessness of persons and the selflessness of phenomena. It is another way of verbally indicating the emptiness of phenomena, the signlessness of phenomena, the limit of what we can say about phenomena, the ultimate truth about phenomena, and the Dharma realm that is all phenomena and their dynamic, interdependent interrelationships. All phenomena together are suchness, and each phenomena provisionally singled out for investigation is suchness. Anything we can say about these dharmas, whether speaking of their appearance, nature, entity, causes, effects, and so on, is just a different aspect of suchness. This passage enumerates 10 such aspects. Because all dharmas are empty, one dharma is not less than all dharmas, and all dharmas are not more than one dharma. But whether speaking of only a single dharma, several dharmas, or all dharmas, These dharmas are the appearances, natures, entities, and processes of cause and effect that are life. Altogether, these 10 aspects are 10 kinds of suchness that pertain to each and every dharma enumerated in this passage, convey the true reality of all dharmas. Of the 10, the first is appearance, or so. The ideogram so may also be used to mean mark, characteristic, or sign. In Tiantai Juri's profound meaning of the Lotus Sutra, appearance as the first of the 10 suchnesses is given the following definition. Appearance has its point of reference externally. What can be distinguished by being seen is called appearance. In the Great Calming and Contemplation, he further explained that appearance, or marks, are the external indications or clues to the inner nature of someone or something, even if that mark is too subtle for unenlightened people to discern. The second suchness is nature, sho. Nature may also be understood to mean self-nature. In the profound meaning of the Lotus Sutra, nature is given the following definition by Juri. Nature has its point of reference internally. That which intrinsically belongs to one's self and does not change is called nature. In the Great Calming and Contemplation, Juri further explained that nature can refer to the unmoving nature that does not change, which corresponds to the truth of emptiness, to the distinctive nature of an individual, that is unchanging at least for a time, which corresponds to the truth of provisionality, and to the true nature or Buddha nature, which corresponds to the truth of the middle. The third suchness is entity. The Sanskrit term vastu, that is translated by the character tai, can also be translated as basis, body, embodiment, essence, real entity, or substance. It is often understood to refer to the entity that produces a function. In the profound meaning of the Lotus Sutra, entity is given the following definition by Juri. That which is called the central quality of something is called its essence. In the Great Calming and Contemplation, Juri further explained that the function of the name and form of the aggregates in the 10 realms is their entity. This means that entity is inclusive of a being's physical and mental characteristics. I should note here that when we talk about essence, substance, or entity in this sense, we are not talking about an actual metaphysical substance or essence. The fourth suchness is power. The Sanskrit term bala can also be translated as strength. In the profound meaning of the Lotus Sutra, power is given the following definition by Juri. The ability to influence is called power. In the Great Calming and Contemplation, Juri further explains that power is the enduring potential to function, like a champion with many skills, who may be too sick to use them, but who recovers them when his illness is overcome. Likewise, the mind includes all powers, though defilements may prevent them from being active. The fifth suchness is activity. In the profound meaning of the Lotus Sutra, activity is given the following definition by Juri. That which constructs is called activity. In the Great Calming and Contemplation, Juri further explained that the mind includes all activity because nothing is activated apart from it. The sixth suchness is cause. According to the teaching of dependent origination, all phenomena depend upon causes to appear. In the profound meaning of the Lotus Sutra, cause is given the following definition by Juri. Homogeneous causes are called causes. Homogeneous cause is a translation of the Sanskrit word sabhaga hetu, which can also be translated as parallel cause, repetitive cause, or similar cause. A homogeneous cause results in an effect similar to itself in terms of its moral quality within the triple world or progress along the 5 paths. In non-technical language, this means a good cause will have a good effect, while a bad cause will have a bad effect. The triple world refers to the realm of desire, the heavens of form, and the heavens of formlessness. The 5 paths refer to the paths leading to the hells, the realm of hungry ghosts, the animal realm, the human realm, and the heavenly realm, which in this enumeration includes the realm of the Asuras or fighting demons. To sow a cause with a mentality similar to one of those beings means that one will reap the effect of having that mentality in one's stream of consciousness from that point on, even if one is not immediately aware of it. In the Great Calming and Contemplation, Juri further explained that the causes or karmic actions of the 10 realms come from the mind and are all included in mental activity. The 10 realms consist of the 6 paths of rebirth, which are the 5 paths enumerated above with the addition of the Asura realm, and the 4 higher realms of the voice hearers, privately awakened ones, bodhisattvas, and Buddhas. The 7th suchness is condition. Realizing that things originate from conditions and not from a single cause or agent is an aspect of the truth of the origin of suffering, the second of the Four Noble Truths. In the profound meaning of the Lotus Sutra, conditions is given the following definition by Juri. Auxiliary causes are called conditions. In the Great Calming Contemplation, Juri further explained that karmic conditions are comprised of ignorance, craving, and other such mental qualities and activities. The 8th suchness is effect. The Sanskrit term phala can also be translated as fruition or result. In the profound meaning of the Lotus Sutra, effect is given the following definition by Juri. Repetitive effects are called effects. In the Great Calming Contemplation, Juri further explained that the homogeneous causes are sown repeatedly, and then the repetitive effects are harvested. Repetitive effect is a translation of the Sanskrit term nishyanda phala. It can also be translated as correlative effect, habitual effect, outflowing effect, or uniform emanation effect. Repetitive effects are those dharmas that immediately follow and are similar to their causes. What is meant here is that everything we do has an immediate effect on our lives, even if we cannot see it at first. The quality of our every act makes a difference in the way we feel, perceive, and react to everyone and everything in our lives, even if that difference is very subtle at first. The 9th suchness is recompense. The Sanskrit term vipaka can also be translated as fruition, maturation, result, ripening, or retribution. In the profound meaning of the Lotus Sutra, recompense is given the following definition by Juri. The recompensive effect is called recompense. In the Great Calming and Contemplation, Juri further explained that homogeneous causes and repetitive effects are together the causes for recompense in the future, and that recompense is a requital for those causes. This means that the subtle differences sown by the causes we make and the effects reaped in each moment will eventually become something very clear to ourselves and others. Heavenly acts of kindness and compassion will eventually lead to heavenly rewards, while hellish deeds motivated by greed, spite, and malice will lead to hellish retributions. The 10th suchness is the aspect of ultimate equality of beginning and end. Hon is beginning, matsu is end, kukyo is ultimately, and to is equal. In the profound meaning of the Lotus Sutra, the phrase ultimate equality of beginning and end is given the following definition by Juri. The initial appearance is called the beginning, the later recompense is called the end, and the place to which they belong is ultimately equal. In the Great Calming and Contemplation, Juri further explained that from the beginning to the end, the first 9 suchnesses all arise from conditions, and therefore all are equally empty. That all are equally nominal designations and relative to one another, and therefore all equally have provisional existence. And that even if the tetralemma, which are the 4 options of being, non-being, both, and neither, were applied to them, all the possibilities of their existence or non-existence would still be included within the limit of reality, and therefore all are equally the middle way. These are the 3 ways in which all the suchnesses from beginning to end are all ultimately equal. In short, all the previous aspects of any or all dharmas are still the one true reality that is empty of substantial existence, provisionally existent, and an expression of the middle way. This, then, is an introduction to how Tiantai Juri explained the 10 suchnesses. In the next video, I will explain why this portion of the Skillful Means chapter is repeated 3 times as part of our regular practice in Nichiren Buddhism. I now bring this 9th of a 10-part presentation on the Skillful Means chapter of the Lotus Sutra to a close. I look forward to your questions and comments. May the merits of this talk on the Dharma extend universally to all, so that we and all living beings together accomplish the Buddha way.